Hello, everybody. Welcome back to MindShape, HeartSet, and I wanted to share with you guys something that has been on my mind, and I feel like it is something that is all around in all our lives at all times, but really we don't usually speak a lot about it. So, this subject is about the unknown and stepping into the fog and um, not really knowing where it's going, and we don't really know, isn't it? We don't really know about tomorrow. We can only plan for it. And I've done permaculture design for a long time, and one of the things that used to come up again and again, and a good friend of mine, Andre Carvalho, he shared this with me so many times as well. And this is that implementation, no, sorry, the other way around. Planning, or all the plans that you have made, will not um, survive implementation. Meaning that whatever you have planned, it will never go exactly like you have planned. And it will be always a little bit different. To say the least, it will be something different. So, what does that mean? It means that we only really have guidelines that we can follow on, and then we will have to see how things are going. So we never really know what things are going to become like. Nowadays, and I feel this with me very much, is that since I started to taking decisions of how I want to live and what kind of life I want to have, I realized that it's exactly the same thing. We can only establish guidelines, and we can take decisions that um, go that move us forward into something that we don't really know, or we will take the decision to stay in our comfort zone and not really get out into life and explore, isn't it? So, and we admire explorers and adventurers so much, and everything that we believe is um, exploration of the new is an adventure always, because we step out of our comfort zone and we go out into life, and we get into the nitty-gritty of things, isn't it? So sometimes things don't go that well. I had a car accident when I was in California in 2014. The Volkswagen bus that we were driving on, it flipped in the curve. So, and this was probably one of the most significant adventures I had in my life when I went to California. I slept in forests, and I had so many good experiences, and I met so many beautiful friends and beautiful people. But we had that car accident, and it became really part of it, and also something that I talk a lot about in my life, of it being one of those experiences where I was completely in the flow state, and where I was not worried about what was happening, what was going on, and I was completely in a different state. So, yeah, yesterday I was having a conversation with a friend, and she didn't really know what she was gonna do, or what was gonna happen, and how things would turn out, and so on. And I said, sometimes in the fog, you have to move forward so that you start seeing where it goes, and the way will almost show itself to you instead of you trying to decide the way. So there is always a teacher behind us moving into a certain direction. And usually, where the most growth happens in our life, I believe, is when we step into the unknown. If we lean into the fear and we explore what is a little further of our comfort zone and our known side where we have control over what will happen and so on. So yeah, I could also tie this into the story of the Chinese farmer that I have mentioned before as well, which is, you know, does something that happened is mean something good or something bad? This Chinese farmer, he had lost a horse, and then all of a sudden, this horse came back with 7 other wild horses. And then the next day, his son was trying to tame one of those horses, and he fell off the horse and broke his leg. But then the other day, you know, the subscription officer for military service came by, and they rejected the farmer's son because he had a broken leg. So in the end, he was probably very lucky, because he most probably would have died in the war or something. So, you know, what does it mean what just happened? We don't really know. Let's look into it. Let's not take any quick decisions and make any kind of judgment about the situation without really knowing if there is something behind it. So I think the teaching with all of this is just remain aware, be more observer, like see things like if they were something new and not something that, oh, I've seen something like this and this is not good, and you know, maybe there's a treasure behind it. And I also tie this into a phrase that I really like, which is the cave you fear to enter holds the treasure you seek. And this is us moving forward into the fog, into the unknown, to discover probably the treasure that is waiting for us, that only really comes with us moving out of our comfort zone. So I hope this was helpful, and I really enjoyed making this one. I hope you have a beautiful day, and peace. Bye bye.